Good morning, Stampers. Welcome to my very first video. I want to show you how to use the new Distressing Essentials kit that's in the new Stampin' Up! Catalog this year. I bought that because, frankly, I just love the container and I was so intrigued by the contents. So we're just going to get started, and as the weeks go by I'll look at some of the other pieces. But today I'm talking about the Distressing ink. I'm going to start by taking a piece of very vanilla cardstock and just some plain water, and I'm going to mist this off to the side. Doesn't make for a very interesting video. Both sides really wet, and crumple it up. Now, depending on how tight you crumple it and how severe you are with your crumpling, you may rip the edges, and you know what, that's just fine. When I open this up, I'm going to have lots of wrinkles, hooray for wrinkles in some cases, and a very damp piece of cardstock. So my next thing is going to be to take my Distressing ink, and in this case I'm using mahogany, which is kind of going to be an experiment for me because I've never used this. It's really dark. I'm going to take this and just for fun I'm going to apply it directly to the cardstock. And you can see how dark it is, and it's hitting those high spots where I crumpled the paper. Now this would be a totally okay look by itself, but I'm going to take one of the other components of the Distressing Essentials kit, this piece of rubber, plain rubber, mounted on a wooden block, and I'm going to wet this and I'm going to use it to further move around the Distressing ink. So now you can see how it's starting to spread and lighten up. And I would tell you to be careful with your paper, but why? Because it's distressed, so we don't really have to be careful. Ah, that's really distressed. And it's a perfect example of something that probably will want to be cut off. I'm going to further wet this, further move the ink around until it's just the way I want it. And then I'm going to go and iron this. You probably don't want to be part of this. Well, here's my finished card, Stampers. I actually didn't trim off that mistake that I made. I took a little bit of my Tombow multi-purpose glue and just glued it down. Also, when I attached this panel, which of course a lot of it's hidden, but when I attached it to the card, I just used a little bit of multi-purpose adhesive in the middle so that the edges could be wrinkled and distressed. And then I just used one of my faux postage pieces. I'm not sure if you can see on here that there's a little bit of glimmer to those leaves, which I'll explain some other time. So that's my finished project. Happy birthday, Jim.